What's your name?
My name is Sara Middleton.
What do you do?
What do I do? Okay. I guess my primary job, if you want to call it that. Some people don't call it a job, but I'm a PhD student at Oxford University.
What do you research?
Study plants and how climate change will affect them.
What comes to mind when you think about the future?
A mix of things, if I'm honest. Excitement, worry, bit of dread, hopefulness, if that's a word. Feeling hopeful. Yeah, a mixture of things. It kind of depends what aspect of our world we're thinking of. Like me personally, I'm very excited, but for the natural world, I'm quite worried. Sometimes I'm just like, before I go to bed, I was like, oh my goodness, like most people aren't aware of like the real issues that we're facing, especially when we think about like food production and things. We've lost half our topsoil over the last 150 years, and we have to double our food production to feed 9 billion people by 2050, and that kind of stuff just like sometimes keeps me up at night. So that's what I'm worried about. But generally, I'm like an optimistic person with a bit of like eco-anxiety. It's because of that.
Keeping that in mind, we're asking people to share things with us that have helped them think about the future. Can you recommend us anything?
To think about the future? I guess it's probably like Blackmirror?
Yeah.
Kind of, I don't know if that's you want to call that a resource, but it just made me like think about
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah, because it's meant to be like, what's the word of it? Like, how our future could pan out in terms of all the technological advances and things like that. So that's made me sort of think, and then having conversations with friends and people and stuff. But rather than actual like resources or paper, I can't really think of anything right now. But Black Mirror comes to mind.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
Oh, this is one episode that just like really freaked me out. Which is the one, I think it's the social media one where everyone like rates each other, because it's already happening in some parts of like China, and I was like, is that what our future is going to be, where you're like rated for every interaction you have with someone? Or a little bit like sort of 1984 type thing. We're kind of seeing some of that now, sort of like, I guess, looking to the past and then projecting to the future kind of thing as well, I guess. One of my PhD topics is looking at drought in the UK, which is like projected with climate change to be much more likely hotter and drier summers. So I'm basically doing the experiment of what a future scenario in the UK will look like and how the plants will deal with that, and see if we can like learn from that, and see if we can put things in place to try and protect those plants really and those habitats, because that's implications for like. So we're just thinking about plants as like the sort of foundation of. Well, maybe it's a bit bold to say life on Earth, but like they make a big part of it, because then you've got all the bees and other insects that rely on them, and then you've got like birds and then mammals, and everything just kind of cascades. Oops. Oh dear. I'll just leave it there. Yeah.
So you were talking about the experiments.
Yeah. So I guess that's kind of doing experiments now using scenarios that we're likely to see in the future. So it's just like things like that you kind of, because I think kind of in a plant perspective, but it has real implications for like in terms of agriculture and what we eat and within our lifetimes.
I'm worried now.
Oh, sorry. Yes, like most people who don't study this have no real idea. We just kind of go to the supermarkets. We just assume that all this fruit and veg will be here, and we just pick it off the shelves, cook it, without actually thinking where it comes from and what resources are needed. And in the future, will we have those fruits and vegetables? And there was like a recent paper that came out like 2 weeks ago, which said that plant extinctions are one of the fastest groups of living things that are becoming extinct, if that makes sense. So we've lost like 600 species since the Industrial Revolution, which is like faster than other groups of species. So yeah, it's quite worrying. I was kind of depressing now. But I just want to make people aware that like plants matter too. And our future depends on them, really.
Yeah, so you have a range of projects that are about awareness raising about plants, right?
Yeah, in different sort of settings.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I guess. I have like a my personal Instagram account where I just take pictures of different plants and just tell people about facts about them and like little stories and sort of education that way. And also I have another Instagram account about food because I love cooking as well. And I talk about the plants that go into the food, the different plant families, and so I do that. So I have another side project because there's three things I love, which is plants, photography, and people. So the people and photography part. So the 3 P's I call it. Oh, I guess I love the planet as well. So 4 P's. Yeah. Okay. So the 2 P's, people and photography. I have this project which is called Human Nature Stories Project, where I guess it comes from my eco anxiety actually. So it kind of drove around, and so I started up this project where I interview members of the public about their views on nature, basically, and how they relate to nature, how they feel about it, what emotions come up, and just trying to see how people, relate to nature. Because there's a lot of, I guess, work and, people are generally worried that we feel disconnected from nature with always like new technologies and staying on our phones and things and not really engaging with nature and feeling it, going out for a walk, going to the beach, or just kind of staying inside a lot and not really experiencing it's quite windy. Nature, the wind and everything. And some people have also like talked about the future and that as well, and then their worry for like climate change or climate breakdown, as some people like to call it. So there's some aspect of that as well.
Yeah. Do you want to end on a hopeful or on an anxious note?
Hopeful. Ooh. Let me think. In terms of the future, I think we really need to think. If we want to build sort of a sustainable future that's sustainable for the planet, for people, I think we really need to get back to talking to each other again and going out in nature and really, really being mindful of our actions and what we're doing, I think.